What is up, YouTube? Good morning and welcome back to my crypto journey live stream here for coffee and crypto on a beautiful Wednesday morning here in sunny San Diego, baby. What's up? Clickety clack that like button, push us up in the old algorithm. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Links to all my social media platforms are in the description down below. And if you're a fan of gaming, I also have a Twitch gaming channel. Check me out, casual_Rodney. It's in the description of this video. Thank you so much. We have quite a bit of news to get to today and an AMA at 9 a.m. So about 1 hour from now, we're going to have an AMA with vEmpire DDAO, a new MetaVerse project, really brand new, but new in the space, that I think a lot of you guys are going to like. And it's going to be an opportunity for you guys to ask some questions and those sorts of things and kind of figure out the project. Okay. Also, huge shout out to vEmpire DDAO and MetaMonkey AI for sponsoring today's video. If you want to check out those projects, links to all those projects are in the description down below. But let's talk about the news right now. So, when it comes to Saitama, Saita Realty, I think there's some truths that we really got to talk about that no one is really talking about. But I have to give a huge shout out to a lot of the influencers who were on the Saitama side, who are kind of coming forward and sharing sharing their part and speaking their piece on the project, because I think it's super important. And a huge event happened yesterday that I think will surprise a lot of you guys. Another top story is the fact that Tether, one of the big stable coins, is showing some resistance to the U.S. Sanctioning Tornado Cash, right? The money laundering service, a lot of people call it, which technically it's not, but a lot of dominoes are falling down right now. We're going to talk about the fact that the YouTuber drama with BitBoy Crypto and Atozi is getting bigger, and I don't think this is going to be good for cryptocurrency, because a lot of people are coming to back Atozi after this YouTuber criticized one of the biggest crypto influencers in the space. It seems like this guy, the BitBoy, is just kind of bullying Atozi, which doesn't make us look good. And some experts say that the crypto winter could be over, but I'm not sure about all that. So we'll go ahead and I don't know if you guys can hear the Telegram in the background. I'm talking to one of the developers of the project, but without further ado, let's jump into the news. But I want to say hi to the chat real quick. If you want to skip to the Saitama stuff, it's going to be around the 10-minute mark of this video, so 8:10, whatever that is, if you're rewatching this. But first, I want to say hi to the chat and then go to some other stories, and then we'll talk about Saitama. What's up, Yadav? How you doing? Westside Movements. Welcome, Matt. Welcome, Gabe, John, Irish Mike, Scotty Pimpin. What's up, Bree? What's up, Roger? What's up, Gabe? Dirty Miner Apparel. Javi. What's up, baby? Crypto High. Crypto Art. Timbo Slice, baby. Dom Explains Crypto. Good morning. Do me a favor, clickety clack that like button. Edgar. We have Hey Jutes. He's just a spider. Dr. K. J Hawk. What's up, buddy? Matty B. Mizzy Matt. Big A Armory. Absolutely, Big A. You know what that is. Hitoshi Kushama. Welcome. What's going on? What's up, Alan? The Saitama roasting will continue. Cameron Jordan, good morning. Do me a favor, clickety clack that like button. Hope everybody's doing well today. As the markets continue to trade sideways, and kind of a lot of uncertainty right now with what the direction of the cryptocurrency market's going to go. We don't know where it's going to go, unfortunately, but we can look out for some signs. Now, if you're a day trader, I'm sure there's been a ton of opportunities for you to make some insane money, right? Especially in the short term. But if you're looking at the long-term outlook on, investing in cryptocurrency, what to put your money in, it's probably better to put your money in some of these top-tier cryptocurrency projects right now, especially in a bear market or during a lot of times of uncertainty. But at the same time, there are some good opportunities in this space to make, quick 2, 3, 4, 5x, depending on when you get in and those sorts of things, kind of the hype around them and those sorts of things. Really bullish on Ethereum right now. I think that Bitcoin is the standard, obviously, but going forward, I think that Ethereum is going to be the big daddy that runs the entire cryptocurrency market. What's up, DJ? ETH 2.0, all that good stuff. Now, I do not think it's going to pump when ETH 2.0 comes out, right? When the merge finally happens. I don't think the market's going to run like that. There might be a small buy the rumor, sell the news event, but I think that we're going to be trading sideways for a while. But there are going to be opportunities to swing trade and those sorts of things. That's just not how I do things. I like to buy, hodl, and maybe what's up, Awesome? I saw the glizzy straws. We'll talk about that in a little. Oh, nasty as hell. You guys are wild. Anyways, yeah, but if I'm kind of a long-term guy, I'll buy something like I bought Ethereum on the fat dip. It pumped back to like $1,900, $1,700. I sold it. Now I'm going to rebuy back in some of it, not all of it, right? When I see a good buying opportunity, and I do believe there's going to be good buying opportunities to come. Yes, Ethereum and Bnb. Bnb is so underrated in my opinion. Although it is top 5 cryptocurrency, I still think it's underrated. I think that if there's going to be a competitor with Ethereum, it could be BNB. And I know that they're mostly an exchange, but remember, they do have the BNB chain. I know there's a bunch of other layer ones out there that are competing with Ethereum, but Cardano, Solana, I just feel like all the issues and drama around them really shows you why Ethereum is so strong. Because the only drama around Ethereum is not that the network right now doesn't work well, because yeah, it's scalable, it's kind of clunky, but it's safe. Right? We don't hear about too many security exploits. And they've been kind of lagging on moving from proof of work to proof of stake, which that's a huge, a lot of people like proof of work compared to proof of stake. But the environmental impact is going to be the biggest kind of key for it. Because, when you move for proof of work, it's less of an environmental impact. And, nowadays Western countries we're so self-important that's our main priority, which I get it. I understand, but I don't think it's as big as an issue as a lot of people think it is. What's up, Awesome? What's up, ASMR fan? What's going on, baby? What's up? What's up? Okay, so this is interesting. So Tether's a stable coin in our space. Now, it's not algorithmic, it's backed by assets. They've come under a lot of scrutiny lately because of the fact that, well, we want to know exactly what assets are backing the stable coin, which means that if your market cap, right, what's Tether's market cap right now? Tether's market cap is $67 billion. We want to know if you have $67 billion back your market cap, right? We want to know that if something were to happen, if everyone for some reason wanted to pull all their money out at once, would you be able to cover all those costs? And with regulation, stablecoins are going to be one of the first parts of cryptocurrency to face heavy regulation, because I think that we need to understand and be super transparent with exactly what's backing these assets. So I think Tether is going to be, part of the initial steps of big regulations that's coming. Now, Tornado Cash, a cryptocurrency, it's a DeFi service, right? Pretty much where it's notorious for people using it to wash money. For example, a huge, deal in the cryptocurrency space is that North Korea has been hacking the shit out of some of these protocols, like the Ronin bridge hack for $660 something million. They use Tornado Cash to make some of that money. So that means that once it goes to that service, it goes out the other end, and no one knows where the origin came from, right? It's a way to wash money. Well, the U.S. hit Tornado Cash with huge sanctions, and some developers were arrested. I think it was I forgot where they're from, but a European country. They were arrested. Now, you have to understand that something like Tornado Cash was bound to either face harsh regulations or just pretty much forced to stop existing altogether, because it hides important information that the government wants. Look, the government's not going to regulate cryptocurrency unless they know exactly what's going on. And that's exactly what they're doing right now. You see the SEC, you see these governing bodies really try to push around cryptocurrency entities, so that they can be, one, more transparent, and two, have some sort of regulatory body governing them. And I think that's the only way big money and mass adoption is really going to happen with cryptocurrency, or big money is going to come into cryptocurrency. Just that a lot of people don't feel safe with large sums of money getting in the cryptocurrency, especially in light of all the issues with, like, thank you, Christy, the Netherlands, or Amsterdam. Which one was it? Especially with big cryptocurrency companies like Voyager and Celsius and Terra Luna going under. It's like people trusted those protocols and those systems. We thought, it turns out they weren't, right? Maybe with better regulation, we can avoid things like that. Maybe not. I don't know. But Tornado Cash is one of the things I got, 86th. Tether is not a big fan of that. So should be interesting to see what happens here. But Tether, I've already lost a little bit of trust in Tether because they did start to depeg a little bit. So I move all my money to USDC coin. That's where I have my money. And although you see this at, 99 cents sometimes, Tether, I think, got to like 98 cents one time. That was scary. And that was during all like the real bad times when the market was really pulling back. So I don't know. I'm a little wary of Tether. Not to say that you know it's unsafe, but they've gotten in trouble before for not really having the money to back all their assets, or excuse me, all the money they owe people. So shit hits the fan when people want to pull their money out at once, right? That's what happens. Shit hits the fan. So what's up, chat? We have Mr. J. Wait, what's up, baby? What's up, Alan? What's up, Richard is ballin'? Welcome, chat. Welcome, chat. You heard there was already 2 bugs in the ETH merchant. I have not heard anything about that yet, Scotty Pimpin. Do you know which network it was on? Tether will crash the market. If anything, any of these falling will crash the market. Any of these. XRP losing that lawsuit against the U.S. government, that the SEC would be bad too, right? Cardano maybe finding that exploit to be bigger than it was. Solana having more issues. Like these huge like issues with these products could make the market crash. Shiba Inu, fucking not doing shit. What's up, Mr. Diamond Hands? What's going on, man? How you doing? Long time no see, man. All right, let's talk about how some of the top wallets, Saitama. Look at this. Look at this wallet. 3864. Now, the interesting about this wallet, the interesting about thing about this Saitama wallet is that it's been in the project for a while, right? Me and Ozzy Austin have been looking at it. And it finally sold all of its Saitama yesterday. Now, what we do know, we don't know whose wallet that is, but what we do know is that we do know a lot of the top Saitama influencers, you would say maybe ambassadors for the brand. They're not paid or anything like that, but sold out of their positions or are now not, part of the wolf pack anymore. Like the Saita Prince guy is like now just Prince. JRE, one of the, Saitama goes up and up guy, sold his entire bag. And the market cap for Saitama continues to fall. Now, a lot of people say, well, why wouldn't they just sell it all at once? We talked about this yesterday. Liquidity, market cap, 2 completely different things. It's at a $90 million market cap. Yesterday was at 100 million. And it's $10 million in your market cap decrease, 10% in one day is bad. Is bad. The entire cryptocurrency market has been trading sideways. Cryptocurrency is not dumping. It's Saitama. It's dumping independent of the market right now. Yes, exactly. Look at the liquidity to market cap ratio. $4 million of liquidity compared to a market cap of 90 million. That's not a good percentage. That's not a good percentage. Now, this top wallet, what's interesting to me about this top wallet is that it's involved in a lot of different cryptocurrency projects in our space, right? It's involved with Jassy, Coltao, Banana, Banana Index, Doge Killer, like this Leash. Like it has a bunch of meme coins, like a bunch of random ones too, which is straight degenerate, which I can respect. Look at look all these little fucking NFTs they have. I mean, some of the stuff could have been sent to their wallet because what people do is they see a top wallet in the project, they'll send it things, and then those sorts of things, and then people will see it in their wallet and then want to buy it, right? But still, all of their Saitama is gone. They sold out. Now you have to sell slow. This person did multiple transactions, obviously, because that's what you do. You can't pull all your money at once. Now there was a huge. Usually, what we noticed, what happened, is that every time there was some like positive news, you'd say bullish news, these top wallets would sell out, and that's one criticism I kind of pointed out a while ago. I kind of pointed that criticism out a while ago. Excuse me. That's one criticism I kind of had for Saitama a while ago that I pointed out, is that it seems that every time there was some bullish news, these top wallets would sell. They would never buy back into the project. Right. Geez, Mr. Diamond Hands, I didn't know that, dude. So we're gonna read that comment in a second, but that's nuts. But I know more. Dr. Praveen, I think, had millions of dollars too. Yeah, I mean, one thing I noticed is like, well, why aren't these top ASMR fan? I was like, why aren't these top wallets buying back into Saitama if we believe them to be the dev team or they believe in the project? Why wouldn't top wallets buy back into the project? Why would they just keep selling off? Doesn't make any sense. And what really kind of what helped me put 2 and 2 together was to realize that some of these wallets were providing liquidity for SataMask, which we know to be part of the dev team. So why would the dev team be slowly selling off tokens and not buying back into the chart? Seems a little suspicious to me. Okay, when it comes to calling Saitama a scam or any legal action, it can be kind of far-fetched. Why? Guys, businesses fail all the time. Businesses fail all the time, right? Most businesses fail. They had a roadmap, pretty shitty about sticking to it, but the ultimate goal was done. Now, do we take into account all the promises that never happened, right? Remember with Lily Finance, government contractors, medical blockchain, like shit like that. Remember that? Remember those fucking things we were promised? Now, do we take that into account, or do we look at the fact that they did release a product, even though they still released a product, which was their main goal? Can you sue a company for that? Can you call a company a scam? Maybe you can call them a little misleading and anticlimactic, but legally, they're a company that put out a project that was just shitty, and it took them forever to do it. All right. That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, we're going to talk about that too. So check this out. So JRE apparently had $100 million in Saitama at the all-time high in November and didn't sell. The Matt had enough. I can't blame him. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know. I wonder what the liquidity looked like when the market cap was at $7 billion. That's crazy. I wonder what happened. Christy says market cap is not the issue. It's the liquidity against 100 million. Yep. One mega whale sale and that product is going to zero. Exactly. Or a series of mega whale sales. Now, we saw what happened to the market cap and liquidity over the last day after this one huge sell. And this wallet also sold too. I think it's the 54.15. This wallet made some sales too and has about $70,000 left in Saitama. Now, that's about $70,000 may not, $76,000 may not seem like a lot, but man, if you think of liquidity and stuff, that's a huge percentage of the available liquidity left. That's a pretty big deal. Um, you know, I did not see that, Richards. Well, what happened with that? What's up, Daniel? Yes, the secret sauce, and we'll be talking about that at 9 a.m. Some more metaverse plays. Interesting angle that vEmpire DAO is coming from. If you guys want to stick around for that, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, we'll have, of course, an AMA. Now, Saita Realty V2, Saita Realty V2 to me, which is kind of insane to me. When I first saw Saita Realty, the concept, I get it. But to me at the time, especially with cryptocurrency not being so widely accepted, which may be different in the future, things like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and those sorts of cryptocurrencies may be accepted as payment for things like houses. But right now, we're just not there yet, right? We're not there yet everywhere. And so the fact that Saitama wanted to buy commercial real estate property in the United States, and they use keywords like veterans and homeless and stuff like that to pull at your heartstrings, which every company does, right? Can't get mad at them for that. The concept to me was a little crazy, and I always wondered how they would do that. How would you turn crypto into fiat, which is a taxable event, right? Especially unless it's a small amount. There's actually a bill right now, and in the Senate and in the House right now, there's two different bills that are going to really they're going to make sure that you don't get taxed on small cryptocurrency transactions, because what's the point of cryptocurrency transactions if you're going to get charged capital gains tax, sales tax? It's just stupid. But bigger transactions for like a fucking house or something like that, or commercial property, you're going to get taxed on. That's just the rule, right? Even if you don't turn into fiat, you're going to get taxed on buying big commercial property. Why? Because the government sees a huge purchase using crypto as you converting crypto into USD, and that USD buying the property. Even though that may not be the process, that's how the government sees it as right now. And the only bills that I know of are just going to cut down on transactions that are like $200 or $50 or lower. So that's an issue for me. So you're going to take the hit on the taxes. Well, then it's like, well, how much of that money do the holders get back? And the fact that you don't put any of your information down for Saita Realty, it's like, well, how does that make any sense? So you're telling me you're going to give me money twice, you're going to give me, dividends or whatever the fuck, profits twice a year from the commercial property when they start generating revenue. Now, is it after the property has been paid off? Are you going to buy the property at whole? Are we taking out, mortgages for some properties? Are we taking out, huge loans? Like, what are we doing to secure these properties? So to me, the concept didn't make sense. And to me, it was an obvious money grab and a way to provide liquidity for Saitama, because of Lily Finance left. Now, the audacity to make a Saita Realty V2 is just absolutely insane. I cannot believe they made a Saita Realty V2. I just cannot believe they launched a second contract, but I get it because it's a good way to make money. I get it. And listing on exchanges, guys, understand that only top tier exchanges give a shit about perception. These bottom feeder exchanges, the L banks, yeah, maybe I might be a little rude there, but a lot of them don't give a shit. All they care about is trading volume. So if you're a shitcoin and you have insane trading volume, they're going to welcome you on their platform because they want those fees. But the Binances and the FTXs and the Coinbases, they are a little pickier about who gets on their exchange because it's all about perception. If there's a shitty project and they know the public's perception of them is a little you think they want them to be on their platform? No, because if something happens, they're associated with that project. And, I know Shiba Inu was an exception. Dogelon Mars got listed on crypto.com, but going forward, man, it's going to be tough for these cryptocurrency products, these meme coin products to get listed on top tier exchanges. Crazy. Shout out to Mr. Diamond Hand. It's funny. You actually sold near the all-time high. You and what's his name? Crypto Noah. Big A says, I always laugh when a product does a V2 in part to erase the original chart that looked like shit. And then their V2 chart ends up looking like the same pile of shit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's the market. Exactly. Awesome. That's their spending money. It's like they're just collecting their paychecks every few days by selling tokens. That's why we keep saying things and it will pump the price. It's just for them. It doesn't seem like the price is really pumping. What's up, Philly? Yeah, I've heard about Havoc. I put a little bag in Havoc, but it's been dumping pretty hard. So until Saita Pro works 100%, I'm not using it. Shout out to Faltron and Calbell if they are here. Welcome. I know you see Saitama for what it is now. Yeah, they said they watched the show. So shout out to Faltron and Calbell. I don't forget all the shit you guys said to me. I don't forget that. But we're good now. Going through the ringer with those guys. But hey, we're friends now. Well, but thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate you guys. What a battle we had back in the day, huh? What a crazy time we had. What a crazy time. Fuck it. Start tagging SEC and Gary Genzo anytime that Saitama posts anything on Twitter. Well, Saitama's going to be operating out of Dubai, but I don't know. We'll see what happens when it comes to people looking in the past of some of these developers and some of these projects and trying to prosecute them or get them in trouble. We'll see what happens, right? What's up, Uncle Bam Bam? How you doing? F Joe says no one is ever going to accept Shiba or any shitcoin for property. You might hear about one or two private sales, but it'll never be a thing for the general public. That's true. That's true. I think so. I agree with that. And look, I don't think you want to spend anything that's not a cryptocurrency. And I know cryptocurrency is a broad term, but like products like crypto.com and Shiba Inu, I think of it, they're like shares in a company. Bitcoin is like cryptocurrency, which its only use case is to be a currency. All right. So that's important. And no, yeah, not until the U.S. government recognizes it as not a taxable event. Because why the hell would you want to pay double taxes? It makes no sense. What's up, Jake G? Jake G and Rodney Ibiza, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to get real degenerate in Spain in about 1 month. It's going to be absolutely nutty. What's up, Jake G? Hope you're doing well, buddy. We're going to turn it up. Round 2, baby. You want to talk about degenerate shit? Hell yeah. Saita Realty needs to be listed on CMC and CG. Is it not? I can't imagine why it's not on there. As time goes on, these listing platforms, and I know they do it for a fee. It's not easy to get on CoinMarketCap. You have to apply. It's not that it's hard. It's that you have to apply and stuff like that. I'm not sure that decentralized exchanges, Uniswap, PancakeSwap, these other top tier decentralized exchanges are not going to have some sort of a requirement, some sort of KYC when getting listed on their platforms as a token listing or ranking, and as a project looking to launch on DeFi platforms. Now, I like the fact that any person can create a fucking shitcoin, launch it on Uniswap, and no one cares because I know what to look out for. And quite honestly, if you go to Live New Pairs, right, which is the new products being pretty much launched on said blockchain, you can look at any blockchain right here. You can see new pairs listed on Ethereum exchanges with pool variation in real time. All these minus 100s right here, these 99s, 100s, these are all rug pools, right? These are all rug pools. This was launched 1 hour ago, or this was launched 1 hour ago, already rug pooled. So most of these products are scams. Look at all these. Most of these products are scams. But no one says anything because why? Uniswap gets a fee for trading, and we like to gamble in shitcoins. It's like going to a casino. But I think going forward, you know, going forward, let me go ahead and silence this real quick. I don't know why I keep. Okay, going forward, coin listings and these decentralized exchanges may require some sort of KYC in case they pull a rug, which would drastically slow down the amount of cryptocurrency products launching. But I don't think that's happening anytime soon. I think the US government has to start slow. They're going to start with exchanges, stable coins, a proper KYC for those platforms, and then they'll start trying to dig into DeFi and cutting off things like Tornado Cash or some of these decentralized exchanges that, just kind of turn the other way when someone lists a shitcoin, right? So negative Nancy and Jerome Powell meeting at Jackson Hole Policy Symposium. Well, if you look at what Jerome Powell is saying, right, this is important. This is why the entire cryptocurrency market, I think, is going to be pulled back. It's gonna take a dump. Look at the only way to fight inflation is to raise interest rates. We're putting ourselves into a recession pretty much, right? When you print money, the markets go crazy. When you take money out of the system, the markets pull back. And what we haven't been doing is really pulling back enough. They just started quantitative tightening, which is taking money out of circulation pretty much, right? By raising interest rates. We can't be as aggressive as we were before because of how much debt the United States has. Because raising interest rates raises interest rates on everything, including the national debt, which is trillions of dollars. So we can't do that. So if you look, and then there's a bunch of issues. I know that I think Big A has said it. There's a lot of shady stuff going on with China right now. Look at a major power, having a huge recession. It's not like China's going to collapse, and it's not. That's not going to happen. But them facing huge economic turmoil is going to affect everyone. So, and cryptocurrency is a risky asset. Well, if cryptocurrency is a risky asset, people are not going to buy it because it's risky, right? It's still seen that way right now. What's up, Professor 2 Crypto? What's up, Cliff of Wall Street? What's up, baby? Crypto Noah made a killing, I think I'm way behind on these comments. I'm way behind, guys. There's no way I can read all these. What's up, Rock? How you doing, bro? How you doing? Nice little dump with Saita Realty. Nice big old dump with Saita Realty. What's up, Costas? Check out the current Saita Realty chart. It's bad, right? It's just bad. I think Feltron has a screenshot. It's just bad. I think we can look on here. It's they made the debt. Remember when they launched Saita Realty and some random motherfucker put his own liquidity in it? I thought that was hilarious. What's hilarious? Let's see. Is it this one? I think is this the. There's a lot of pairs. There's one with 158 holders. I think the original one right here is the 7,000 holders. This might be the real one. I can't see this being the real one because only 152 holders. I don't know, guys. Let's see the look. No, this is not it. This is not it. Only $122 in liquidity in it. But liquidity is everything, right? So liquidity is everything. It's not market cap. Market cap's fine, but it's not everything. Anybody have a contract for that? Yeah, that's a good point. Abhishek. Yeah, I think so. Do you think market going to go down to 10 to 12K Bitcoin? No, we're thinking 16K. We're thinking 16K. Ab. I'm gonna call you Ab, like an abdomen. Trying to do a super chat, not letting you. Oh, really? You can mail me the super chat. Appreciate it, Dr. 2 Crypto. Always with the super chats, boy. Christy says, doesn't matter as long as crypto has American investors. SEC will have jurisdictions regardless of them moving to Dubai. 100%, right? 100%. 100%. Saita Pro could be the best technology ever. Who cares? It's all associated directly are dead to me. That's true. Now, the issue is with Saita Pro is like, it could be a good project, but the fact that it's associated with this team doesn't make it look good. All right. It doesn't make it look good. And it has to be better than the rest of the options we have out there. What do we have out there that's like kind of like Saita Pro? We have Trust Wallet, Coinbase Wallet, bunch of every other wallet out there, right? Maybe they want to do their own swap there, which is fine, but swapping shitcoins to me is not optimal. Swapping shitcoins for a shitcoin is not optimal. Why? Well, you pay the taxes on both shitcoins. or small cap community tokens is what I should say. You don't pay taxes when you're buying USDC or ETH or something like that. You pay fees, minor fees, right? You don't pay the taxes on them like that. You pay a little bit of the swap fees, those sorts of things. But swapping like a Saitama for like a Volt Inu, you pay the tax, you pay the the sell taxes for Saitama, and you pay the buy taxes for Volt, and you get doubly taxed. And I just think that was such a huge fuck up with SataMask, swapping Saitama for Impact XP, like makes no sense, right? But although they're gonna have ETH pairings, it just makes no sense. Man, I can't stand these YouTube influencers is not pointing out the shit that Saitama had. The YouTube influencers that matter have been pointing out that shit. I'll tell you that. You know what I mean? So ETH gonna see sell off after the ETH merge. That could be a theory, Ab. There could be a buy the rumor, sell the news event, because a lot of ETH is going to be released, right? A lot of it's locked up right now. That could be a huge catalyst, right, for the cryptocurrency market to take a big dump. But that's okay. I mean, I'm waiting. I would love to buy ETH under $1,000 again. What's up, Doc Hughes? Shut up, Jayok. What's up, Al? How you doing? Welcome. Having 290 days off from a job you have had 2 years is pretty sweet deal if you are current president. Really? That's crazy. Yeah. So when it comes to, SHIB is pumping, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think SHIB is pumping. I don't think SHIB is pumping right now. SHIB saw. Let's check it out. It might be. I don't know. No, it's not. Unless this is. No, it's not. Man, Shiba Inu, man, it's been hovering like between 10 and like 20 cryptocurrency, right, by market cap. But I still think they need Shibarium. Obviously, I think meme coins are going to see like more of a dramatic rise compared to the rest of the altcoins, but that's what meme coins do. Chrissy says most American companies are dumping Chinese holdings. Many Chinese companies are being delisted from New York Stock Exchange because a lot of Americans have been burned by the lack of transparency. 100%. 100%. I mean, China has a huge problem with real estate, right now. Like I said, owning real estate in China is like the shit. It's like the shit. But a lot of the real estate is not even being built yet. It's going to be built in the future, but a lot of people are still paying for these properties in the hopes in the future that they're going to get them, right? DJ says they're doing it wrong. They're trying to force Saitama into everyone without having anything to offer people for the switch from ETH to BNB swaps. Yeah, but you can literally do that. It's so dumb. Yeah, like cross chain functionality is it's not revolutionary anymore. You could do it in the SafePal wallet. You can literally just do it from there. Cross chain function. I do it on another website all the time using MetaMask called ChangeNow.io. I have a video on how to do it. It's not that hard. And you don't need SataMask to do it. It's nice that it's there though. I'm not sure if you can do that in the app. I use it a little bit. When I use the Sata Pro app, I couldn't connect to decentralized apps in the iPhone for some reason, but I think they were updating that. Any idea on Pyro? No idea on Pyro. Tokens like that, you have to look at the top like 20 holders. They hold like most of the liquidity. So it takes one of those guys to sell for the rest of the thing to be wrecked. So I don't know. Pyro is one of those projects where a lot of these projects you get in for a good time, not a long time, right? Just get in, make your money, get the fuck out. What do you know about the whole Sway and Kava Poo thing? So do I think Sway has never been involved in any other project? Absolutely not. Of course he's been involved in other cryptocurrency projects. If you listen to his voice, it sounds like him. That's 100% him. But here's the thing. Does a former failed project equal a future failed project? Not necessarily, but people have the right to believe what they want. Am I in BTFA? No, they still blocked me, but they did give me $10,000 for an NFT, which is insane. But they did. But they blocked me still. I don't know why, but I'm cool with Hobbs and stuff like that. I don't know anything about Sway, but that's his voice for sure. I know about the drama, haven't covered it, but a lot of people didn't like when Cliff from Shibnobi was another failed cryptocurrency products either. So a lot of people start businesses up and they're not successful. That's in crypto and in the real world. But what are their intentions behind it? Did they ever see a future in this cryptocurrency project, or did they make a project for just money? Who knows, right? Who knows? What's up, Samer? SafePal, Elk Finance are a ton of ways to use cross-chain tech to yeah, exactly, yeah. I think you could do. I think you can even do it on QuickSwap, right? Um, but China owns a lot of American real estate too. China is dumping it because of economy over there. Well, I would think so. I would think so, right? If you think about like owning real estate in China as a real social kind of status thing, imagine owning real estate in the United States and in China. Like that's some big dick energy, right? Tavapu Rug did it really? Wow. So I don't know. I don't know anything about it. Uh, Thank you so much, Wendem. Yes, please like the video. Appreciate that, Wendem. So we'll see what happens. You know, China has an issue right now. I mean, we saw the Evergrande issue a while ago, and I think they got bailed out. So we'll see what happens. We'll see it. We'll see what happens, but it's not going to look good. I can see the cryptocurrency market really going crazy Q1 of next year. So mobile, low cap, low supply. I don't know what that is. Sam, are you still doing giveaways? Yeah, Sam, we haven't forgot. Right? So we haven't forgot. No one forgot. So what's up, Wasto? Yes, the vEmpire is going to be around 9 a.m. So we'll hang out there. But right now, we'll just go over the regular cryptocurrency news. And speaking of that, there's not much news going on. We can go and watch a guru, look at some of these talking points, which I think are pretty good. Um, Sullivan Bank and Bach have partnered up to offer crypto trading. So that's pretty cool. If there's a real, uh, wow. So President Biden to forgive $10,000 of federal student debt for individuals making under 125K. All right, that's nice. That's gonna help me. Well, when does this take a play? That's gonna help me. Okay, Biden. Biden is breaking bread over here. Biden to free student loan repayment for another 4 months. Wow, that's crazy. Think it's much for the $2 donation, sell Mo FUD. So that's interesting. Uh, okay, so Binance joined a Senate hearing in the Philippines to advise on cryptocurrency policies and guidelines. Although I think that the U.S. market or U.S. government, and think bigger governments are going to really dictate pretty much like how big cryptocurrency is going to be. I think it's so good that you know Binance and other big cryptocurrency entities are like partnering with the governing bodies of different countries to have some real policies and guidelines for cryptocurrencies operating out of their country. So another small step in mass adoption. So I like that. I like that. Exactly. The taxpayers are going to pay for the student loans. Exactly. The student loan system is so jacked up. They need to fix it. They need to fix it. First of all, school's overpriced. Right? It's overpriced. And what I don't okay, I'm gonna rant here. What I like about the student loan thing, it's like you you can't even get a credit card fresh out of high school sometimes because you don't have credit established. You can only get a secured one. You need like a cosigner for a car. You need a cosigner for a $10,000 car, $20,000 car. You know what you don't need a cosigner for? Student loans. You can get tens of $1,000s in student loans to go study some fucking major that's not going to make you any money because you're an 18-year-old kid and you're dumb and your head is in the cloud and you think that becoming a fucking political science major is going to make you money. You get to spend $100,000 to go to school out of state, and the government's going to trust you with all that money. It's insane. It's insane. We have a broken system. There needs to be something. You can't be giving kids this much money because I have so many friends who's taken out tens of thousands of dollars on some degree that's not going to get them anywhere because they were a kid and they're young dumb, right? Because those student loans are not just for tuition, they're for room and board, and kids are stupid. They want to those student loans, you can buy other things with them. You don't have to spend them just on tuition. You're supposed to, right? Some of it goes directly to the school, but you can request more and the difference goes to you. How do I know? Because I did that same thing. It's crazy. It's crazy. They're trusting kids with so much money. And then you come out the other side making 60K a year, paying $600 a month in student loan debt. That's nuts, and it's not bankruptable, right? You can get rid of a credit card debt. You can get rid of a bunch of other debt, not student loan debt. You know, crazy, 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 crazy. You know, that's nuts. It's a broken, failed system. You know, it's a failed system. Bro, why do you have to spend 2 years stacking up debt and just doing core classes? College is such horseshit when it comes to that. Unless you're, like, doing something like unless you're a lawyer or you're getting your PhD or something that's really gonna have a huge upside, it's tough, man. It's tough, you know? Wastro says schools are more and more expensive and wages are not rising in parallel. School is just, like, free to go fuck around. A lot of people go fuck around. And the worst thing is sometimes people don't even finish their degree, you know? Some people don't even finish their degree. Crazy to me. Crazy to me, you know? What's up, Selwick? What's up? What's up? What's up? At least we are getting something for paying all the taxes. How much did we spend in Iraq, trillions, and I modernized, cancelized debt, help people with mortgages. Now we could have used it to modern. Man, I feel some way about those wars over there. I feel some way, especially the way we pulled out of Afghanistan. I feel some way about that whole situation. I don't know, man. Our government's weird. Our government, as time goes on, as time starts moving on and on, you start to question everything, right? Everything, like, we're like in such a weird world right now because everything, it seems like you cannot keep a secret anymore with all these social media tools. It's like we're hip to, like, it's almost expected that the government's going to lie to us about something or be dishonest about something, right? It's almost like we all know that, man, some of these wars are just ridiculous, right? So we've spent taxpayer money on dumber things. I think forgiving student loan is maybe something that I don't have a problem with. I know that money needs to come from somewhere, but damn it, if you guys seen the way that the federal government and even stateside wastes your money, it's insane. It's insane. Timsky says we all shit on big banks in 2008 for the crash. All of you college grads got scammed worse than homeowners. Exactly. And fuck you for making me pay your debt. Deans are the biggest Ponzi pushers. I mean, can you blame 18-year-old kids who have no money, that want to go to school? Because why? Our society, although it's becoming less and less of a thing, we really placed a huge emphasis on the degree. Really, we place a huge emphasis on the degree. The most successful people in my life that I know, some of them do have degrees, but they don't have, like, advanced degrees, and they're the entrepreneurs that are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. None of those guys have, like, really crazy advanced degrees, but some do, right? Some are doctors, lawyers, PhD students, and stuff like that, right? They're going to be making a shit ton of money, but it seems to me that, you know, as time goes on, although I don't think a degree is completely worthless, I think higher education is important. The amount of debt, you have to spend your entire life paying that off. A lot of people do, you know. A lot of people spend their entire life paying that off. I'm not sure when Shibarium's coming out. Same as from Iraq. I tried refinancing my student loans so many times, but could never get a good rate because they're mainly private loans. Only small portion of them are federal loans. Yeah, private loans are a bitch. I don't think they're fixed, or I think they're not fixed. So that's an issue, right? They're not fixed. Um, so that's an issue. I went to college for 3 years. I didn't even finish. Wasn't worth the debt I was racking up. Ugh. I've been questioning everything lately too. It makes you wonder, right? It makes you wonder. And us in crypto, we're kind of a little weird anyways, right? Either some of us are here because we like trading shit coins and gambling. Some of us are here because we see blockchain technology, Web3, smart contracts as a useful tool that's going to be integrated into society, just like the internet, right? And we're just early adopters. But a lot of people see cryptocurrency as like a weird niche market. Same thing as they did with the internet back in the day, right? Um, it was a huge, it was a bunch of growing pains. Um, but decentralization, right, is really like contrary to what our society is, right? We're decentralized, like everything's centralized, right? Everything's owned by a few companies in the United States. When you think about decentralizations, that's like we're like fight the powers, right? So I think where people in crypto already have that kind of mindset. Used car lots outside military bases have exactly, yeah. I mean, that's the tale as old as time. A military guy joins the military and then gets 30% APY in a Camaro, which he obviously can't afford. So that's what people do it for. You know, Just get some degrees, but never try to get jobs with those degrees. I knew someone had like $40,000 in that is chump change. I know people have $100,000 in debt. I worked at a mental health institute, and one of my coworkers had $100,000 in debt to make $18 an hour. You want to talk about running in circles? That's crazy. Edgar. Yeah, because with social media, we can finally communicate with each other instead of just listening to some old guy on TV that's telling us what's happening to the world. We can fact check everything. Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, the media, we know it as bias, right? They all have their sides, which, whatever, just make sure you diversify your content. They all have their own sides. To me, it's never really like giving us the news. It's always attacking a political opponent. You know, it's never just giving us the news. It's always tailoring it. Well, it's that guy's fault. You know. Sola says, I was planning to doing computer science major and dropped out the second week of my first the semester. I didn't see why I needed to take useless classes when a self-taught coder has more experience. Well, there are people that are self-taught who are brilliant who can get jobs. It's just a little harder, right? I mean, if you're a beast, you're a beast. Doesn't matter where you come from, especially in some of these jobs. I've heard of stories like that, right? You take like little courses, like some Google courses that like prove that you're legit or something, then you can get good jobs. This is I remember when my friends chose college, making fun of my other friends who became a plumber after high school. Now they are all in debt. He's balling out of control. Dude, if you're a good plumber, if you're conscientious and you run a good business, dude, you're killing it. You're killing it. Jimmy said he went to trade school, got paid to learn how to be a plumber, no student loan debt, make very good money. Exactly, right? Christy says, why do colleges cost so much money to begin with? Even state colleges like 4 months of salaries nowadays. It used to be 7K or less for a tuition. Now it's like 34 for tuition. Government 100%. It's insane. It's insane. Well, it's a money generating machine, right? That's why there's so much money in college, right? Sports and prestige and everything, right? There's so much money that goes into college, right? And they want to make the experience good for you, right? It's like a playground. Cool guy says, "I'm here. I'm here because I was a big fan of penny stocks a while back. Just didn't really know what I was doing. It was all fun to turn $50 into 500. Second chance with crypto. 100%, right? 100%. Crypto is so one of the big reasons I got into cryptocurrency was that it's tradable 24/7, and you don't need $25,000 minimum to day trade. You can day trade with $1 if you want. Shut up, Jayhawk. Exactly, DJ. Yeah, exactly. Well, going to school is hard enough. Why not make it free for outstanding students? But I don't know how all that works. Like, I don't know how the system works. I don't know. I can't break that down. Could we make it free? Sure, we can make a lot of things free, but how does it work? How does it work? It's not as simple as making everything free, right? Student loan is forever. Yeah, exactly. It's not bankruptable. Yeah, if you don't pay your student loan debts, they'll come after your income taxes every single year. I had a buddy who just stopped paying her student loans, and every year her income tax get taken. You know. So what's up, Bengal? What crypto would you recommend right now? Right now, I invest in blue chips and small cap opportunity plays. What I like to look at for like a quick flip or like something decent is that they're prepping for the future. They're bootstrapping their project right now during the bear market. They're building right now. They're paying for influencers. They're building, a bunch of stuff. There's a lot of projects that have money to do those sorts of things right now in a bear market. But the safest bet is always blue chips. The safest bet is Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, Cardano, Solana, Polkadot, all shit. These top ones, Polygon, but who knows what's going to happen, right? All coins are super volatile, and you have to relax, right? But there are some small cap plays out there. We're going to talk about one here, not really small cap, but we're going to talk about one vEmpire DAO here very soon that really focuses on the metaverse and and those sorts of things. Making higher education more accessible for the rich is dangerous as you limit the amount of professionals with great minds you will create for the country. I never got that. Uh, exactly, right? Because there's a lot of people who are brilliant, but just don't have the means to or the opportunity to, um, you know, maybe show off what they got, right? Because they don't have money to get in college. It's expensive. I mean, theoretically, federal student loans make it possible for those people to get into college and to do those sorts of things. So you can think of it as as an opportunity for them to actually get into college and become something more. But unfortunately, the debt's insane. Like you should have to graduate with, tens of $1,000s of student loan debt for a bachelor's degree that you're probably going to need a master's for anyways now. You know. So I used to work for Target, company, which probably one of the best companies I've ever worked for. Target, fantastic company. Good to their employees as best as you can as a corporate company. It's not all easy for corporate companies to be good to their employees, but I have nothing really bad to say about Target. What I will say though is that some of their employees are there for a long time. And those employees don't get promoted because at the time, not sure how things are nowadays, but when I was working there for a good, 5 to 10 years between that time frame, um, it was required to have a bachelor's degree before you could become a manager. So you would get people working there, 5, 10 years who were only something called a team leader. They were not salaried. They couldn't be salaried. And then you'd have people fresh out of freaking college. Their first job would be a manager at Target. So what you would have is these young 20-something-year-old managers who were some of them are very, very good. They knew how to run shit, but they would be, steering the boat, steering the ship. Well, you have people that have been there for 5, 10 years working under them, making less than them, hourly employees, never getting the opportunity to become a better manager. Now, I do believe that there are some skills that some of those kids had that some of those hourly managers don't have. Like if you work in a situation like that, you understand that. But there are some positions in Target. I remember that if you work there long enough, they would promote you. Like for example, one store manager was like a cart attendant. He became a manager, and then he owns a store. He runs a store, and those guys make bank, right? 6 figures at least. So, some corporations required a bachelor's degree before you even get promoted. So our society and companies put an emphasis on those degrees now. Um, you know, some companies like them. They just want a bachelor's degree in any leadership position. You know, I did, yeah. I have a bachelor's in psychology with the focus in counseling. I was going to go to grad school until I signed up for my classes, but I would have been in like 100K more of a student loan debt. Thank God I didn't go. Thank God I didn't go. You know, because I'd have been fucked. Uh, to make, give me a second. Answering. We're gonna have our AMA very soon. Questions. So if you guys have questions for vEmpire out, queue those questions up. We're gonna have the Dom actually explain the project and about what it does, what it does. So get your questions queued, prep them. Remember, I will ask all questions unless they're blatantly disrespectful. Then we won't ask them. But get ready for that. So in about 7 or so minutes, waiting on 3 plays so we see what happens. Wagme, ETH merge, and Shibarium. Yeah, Shibarium needs Shiba needs Shibarium, right? Didn't Shinobi build the bridge? Oh, what do you mean? Student loan forgiveness will only help inflation? I'm not sure how it works, but um, collections go away eventually. Collections do go away eventually, not student loans though. Target, yeah, I did loss prevention for Target. What a fucking job that was. Lord have mercy. I have a master's degree in FUD, baby. Absolutely. What's my main source of income? YouTube, promotions, investments. It's funny how we all feel bad for the immigrant who's a doctor but drives a cab. What's the difference with our college grads? I never feel bad for the look at I had a best friend growing up whose mom was from the Philippines, and like sending home like a couple $100, it was insane. Like a lot of people don't understand the value of the American dollar in other countries, like third world countries. Like, I mean, it's a lot of money, It's a lot of money. Killa Zero says, I worked on Apache for 15 years. I knew the issues and was good at troubleshooting. I couldn't get a tech rep job with Boeing because I didn't have a college. Exactly. Yeah. A lot of places want you to have a college degree. Like you can have all the qualifications in the world, but if you don't have that degree, they don't want you. I think things are starting to change though. All right, downtown podcast. That sounds cool. 300 billion in forgiveness is government spending. That's actually not that much, but that's it. I feel like it'd be more than that, wouldn't it? Actually, I got a first question. Thank you. I'm a huge fan of the metaverse. So I think it's gonna be interesting. Rodney, you missed my previous comment on how my student loan debts went to collections after I ended up homeless and couldn't pay them. It was fine because you probably had private student loan debts. You didn't have federal ones, right? Because if you have federal ones, they don't go away. The private ones may go away though. I've never heard of student loans going away though. SHIB is pumping right now. Is it really? It is kind of pumping a little bit. I mean, but yeah, this is it yesterday. It was higher yesterday. So senior U.S. officials just have said the student loan debt forgiveness isn't inflationary. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. P, for the $50 super sticker. I know I was kind of dunking on Terrarium yesterday, but hope you guys make some more moves. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. P, for the $50 donation. Haven't had a $50 donation for a long time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Damn. Someone did leave a $100 donation the other day on the MetaMonkey AI. Some random person I've never heard of in my life. Some chick. Thank you so much, Dr. P. Appreciate you. Looking forward to the updates the team has. Debt forgiveness creates incentives for colleges to raise tuition. Yeah, $1 equals $56 in the Philippines. Yeah, you have to understand that. Money goes a long way in other countries. So I never really. I know that a guy who's a foreigner who's like driving Uber and stuff like that, with the money he makes, is probably sending some of it back home. Like I had a buddy who was in the National Guard with me, and he's from Africa, and his family's still in Africa, and he sends them money like, every month, and they're living lavishly, like a luxurious lifestyle. He's sending like $700 a month, and they're top of the fucking food chain, so it's different. Appreciate that, Dr. P. Again, thank you so much. If federal student loans are like child support, they won't go. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, then they're not going away. They're not going away. This is the great time to accumulate crypto until 2023. Yeah. You load up on your favorite projects, right? But make sure they're safe. Dollar surpassed the euro. It did. It did. Right. I think the euro is like what 99, like 99 cents, something like that. I went to the Philippines and was balling out of control. Exactly. Yeah. Student loans doesn't go away. You are stuck with it for life. Government is guarantor of the student loan, so it can't be discharged. Isn't that crazy? You could literally like take out a business loan for like millions of dollars, and that shit will eventually go away. Or if you file a bankruptcy, right? It'll eventually like you'll have a bankruptcy, but but if you have $1,000 student loan debt, ain't going nowhere. Isn't that nuts? Student loans will go away. Graduating in '99, still paying off for the next few years. Yeah, exactly. They don't. I wasn't sure because all mine are federal because you get a better rate and I think they're fixed the interest rates. But private, I don't know. I don't know. It's so easy for a kid to get student loan debt. I mean, to get student loans, like, even for grad loans. Literally, the only like credit requirement for grad loans is to not have any collections accounts. So that's crazy. I think I'm the only one in my circle who has actually managed to pay off their student loans. We'll never forget that day. Whew, Bangle. The best thing you do is just keep going to school until you die, so you don't have to. That is a strategy that people do. Like some people literally keep going to school so they don't have to pay off the student loans. Like if you're going to school, like I think it's full time or part time, I forget which ones. You don't have to pay. You don't have to keep paying your student loans, but you know, due to the pandemic, we don't have to pay any of our loans anyways. It's just about time for our AMA. Let's go ahead and get ready for that AMA. We go to maximize my dumb face right here. Guys, we're gonna have some nice changes to the setup here in a couple of days. Gonna get a new camera as soon as Amazon wants to give me my damn package. And yeah, we're gonna get a new computer, new background lights, a bunch of good stuff. So it should be awesome. Let me make sure that I have. Give me 1 second. Ready to rock, baby. Do me a favor, clickety clack that like button. Appreciate you, Praveen. Thank you so much. Let's see Dex tools. You know these guys want to get a. I got the Sony Ace, the A600 or something like that, like one of the more popular ones. So should be good. Should be good. Sounds like we'll be going back to can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Right? Yeah, I know some of my streams are a little janky, right? I'm getting used to like troubleshooting stuff, you know what I mean? I'm getting used to troubleshooting like it's kind of like, you got to get used to it, you know? All right, guys. Oh, so of course we're switching the the cryptocurrency news over to an AMA with vEmpire DDAO. I don't know if you were there yesterday, but they had a big Twitter live space yesterday, and the price went absolutely dumb yesterday. It's up 50% over the last 24 hours, and they're announcing a ton of bullish news on the way. So without further ado, everybody, welcome Dom, the CEO of vEmpire. What's going on, buddy?
Hello, sir. How are you?
Living the dream, buddy.
Good stuff. We caught up on your stream earlier today. Everything seemed to be going well. Tell you what, the amount of drama that I see around some of the coins that you were speaking about, it's crazy. I mean, isn't it? Like I don't know what it is about specifically. Ever since I think it was SafeMoon, wasn't it, who initially launched with tax, and it became a trend. And ever since then, it's been like a underground lair. I find it fascinating sometimes watching it, but I never knew some of this stuff existed. But now, ever since getting in bed with cult community, I am well in, and I don't know if it's good for me, to be honest. It keeps me up sometimes. All this drama.
Yeah. You could choose to be in it or choose to stay away from it, but it's going to be there. But there's a lot of drama right now. But there are good products out there, and unfortunately, they do get a bad rap because everyone looks at cryptocurrency as one thing. So when you have big things like Terra Luna failing or Voyager failing, and big influencers like Mark Cuban promoting these things, it makes the entire cryptocurrency market look terrible, even though there are good products out there.
Yeah, 100%. I think everyone gets tarnished, and luckily it's not the size where there was definitely some sort of failures from like Free AC getting bankrupted by Luna failing, but luckily it hasn't. Well, luckily or unluckily, depends how you look at it. It hasn't got to the point where there is a single point failure, like Mt. Gox in 2013. That absolutely almost destroyed Bitcoin and crypto forever. But luckily it came back from that, and we've developed enough that we don't have these one rogue actors destroying everything. So thank God we got to that stage where all our eggs aren't in one basket anymore.
100%. And one market that I actually like to talk about that I think is really untapped right now and untouched is the metaverse, because there's always been different types of metaverses, right? Since World of Warcraft, Fortnite. There's different places where you're an avatar, right, in a place that's on the internet, or it's an avatar of you in a different world. But the metaverse decentralized on the blockchain is where a new market I think is really untapped, right? We're seeing many different cryptocurrency products in our space trying to become the pioneers of that market, right? We have Decentraland, we have the Sandbox, we have now ApeCoin, many different cryptocurrency projects really trying to be the ones to kind of be the pioneers of the metaverse in this space. Now, which kind of leads me to talk about vEmpire. So let me go ahead and show people what I'm talking about right here. So tell us a little bit about the project vEmpire. What are they doing and how they're adding value to the metaverse? Because I think this is a very unique and specific way, an angle that you guys are kind of coming at this whole thing.
Yeah. So the concept is very unique in the fact we don't have any like-for-like competitors whatsoever. We are a mix between sort of metaverse, gaming, and DeFi, in that we we build games. We have our own on-platform game. We have a staking platform for MetaVerse and gaming tokens. And as well as that, we build and develop within metaverses. So I like to describe us as the first layer 2 metaverse, being that like Polygon is built on top of ETH, or like Optimism built on top of ETH, we are built on top of and encompass multiple different projects. So we have staking for Ape, Starlink, AXS, but we closed that because the SLP returns weren't enough for us.
About that, right?
Yeah, I know. It's just because whenever we're incentivizing people to stake on these pools, we've locked our emissions over 21 years. Whereas you get some of these DeFi protocols with insane emissions and inflation, they offer these ridiculous APRs. We keep it conservative. Our inflation is double digits. There's no crazy weird tokenomic tricks, but essentially we need to make sure that we're paying our DAO and our stakers, our vEmpre stakers, enough of a return to justify sending rewards to people to stake it. And after SLP just went into the ground, our scholars just weren't earning enough from the game in order to want to play it. And that's what happens when you have a game that isn't fun and they're just doing it for rewards. But yeah, I could talk about some of the pitfalls of that for hours. But going back to vEmpre, so essentially we have the metaverse aspect, and we're built on top of, and we encompass all of these. So mana and sand holders, right? 99.5% of anyone holding mana or sand on an exchange or in their DEX wallet has probably never set foot in either of them. That's just a fact.
100%.
So what utility does a token have that is supposed to be an in-world currency if nobody is actually going into the world? And that's not saying that it's because the world is bad or shit or there's not enough to do. It's just that people don't have time for this. They think the metaverse will be good in the future, so they buy the coin, but they don't actually go in. So we're good for everybody. We give those 99% of people a utility for their token. They can stake it on our platform. We pay them a yield in vEmpre to do so, but more importantly, the mana and sand that they stake, we actually use that as the metaverse intended to buy assets, to develop lands. So the metaverse gets developed in and built in and gets its token used for its intended purpose. So metaverses love us as well, because their hatred and their worst complaint always, if you speak to any of the founders or any of the team behind Decentraland Sandbox, is that people buy the lands, but nobody builds on them because it's all speculators. So we solve problems for users who get to actually earn not just vEmpre, but also mana and sand as a secondary yield as well. We solve problems for metaverses because we actually develop the land. And best of all, our vEmpre stakers earn 10 to 20% of the yield from every single staking pool. So rather than having to, put all your eggs in one basket, which token, which piece of land do I buy? Do I develop my land? Do I rent it out? We do all of that and take that all away from everybody so that you get exposure to everything just by buying vEmpre and staking it.
It's like a metaverse index fund kind of.
Yeah, essentially, vEmpre itself, the platform works very, very cleverly in its economy. In that, if you go on to it's app.v-empire.io, so just same as a normal website, but
right here
with the app in front of it. And so if you go on there and you stake ETH if you're on ETH chain, or on the BSC side, we've got USDC and BNB as well. But if you click on worlds, it will bring up whatever's on that chain that you're on the ETH side. So users come to us and they stake their mana into the pool, and we pay them a 12% reward. Obviously, that varies depending on prices for doing so. We will then use that mana to buy estates, lands in these metaverses. And with the profits we make from that, we redistribute a secondary yield, which varies, but you can see there, mana is fairly small because at the moment there isn't much that you can do with it. You're renting it out parcels, or it doesn't have the same sort of cash flow as the ETH strategy. With our Ethereum staking pool, we're paying double the yield of ETH 2.0 staking. So you're earning 5.5% in vEmpre plus over 12% in ETH. So users can firstly stake the vEmpre that they earn from ETH staking into our DAO, into the stake vEmpre tab, and then they're earning interest on their interest. The Ethereum yield that they earn as a secondary interest, they can restake that, and then they're earning vEmpre interest on their ETH interest and ETH interest on their ETH interest. And then with that, they can stake it into the DAO. So it's just a continuous cycle of exponentially compounding and growing your yield. And the cycle only breaks if people decide to stop restaking it. So there's a place for every single token. And because of the way that that is designed to keep funds on the platform by always offering a solution and a way to grow yield and profits, we get rid of that sell pressure. And the 21-year emission schedule means that the inflation that you get with other DeFi protocols just isn't there.
Yeah. And you know, when it comes to you know, the APR for finance in general, it's a lot, but for cryptocurrency, one of the biggest things we saw was taking more of a conservative route when it comes to giving these insane APRs. You know what I mean? But when things start to run again, when the cryptocurrency market starts to actually move in a positive way again, I mean, what kind of increases can we see with these APRs? They're kind of subject to the market, or how does that work?
So we've done it in a way that benefits users and in a way that's sort of very safe for stakers. So rather than having a fixed percentage, we pay rewards based on block rewards. So how block rewards work is that we send vEmpre to these staking pools, and a certain amount is released every Ethereum block, which is 12 to 18 seconds, 15 seconds, let's say, for argument's sake. So every single 15 seconds, like let's say one vEmpre is shared amongst all the stakers equally. So the benefit of that is, especially with our staking pools, which are single token staking, if vEmpre increases in value against the MetaVerse token or the layer 1 token, BNB ETH, then the reward increases, because obviously you're earning the exact same amount of vEmpre, but that is now worth more.
Higher percentage.
Yeah, so we have all of these mega caps as ourselves. I think we're at our peak, we were 65 cents. We're still, I think we're circa 4 cents at the moment. So we're,
yeah,
good 20 cents, from here would get us all-time high. But as we rise in value against the mega caps, the yields grow in line. So obviously it works the other way as well, but you know, you tend to find 100%. That you know, lower caps, you would hope, as long as the project is good, that they will gradually increase in value in terms of, you know, the risk to reward and the sizes, etc. So it's done in a way that also means that as people withdraw from the strategy, since you're sharing it amongst stakers, if people decide to unstake, then let's say one staker has 50% of the pool, for argument's sake, and they take that out, the APR doubles for everyone else. So with normal sort of DeFi pools, they lend the assets, they do weird sort of tokenomic trickery to earn that yield. We're different in the fact that we actually buy real assets. So just like how a property fund in real life is less liquid than you know, a corporate bond fund or an equity fund, we have the same thing, because obviously we're buying it. But the key part of block rewards is that because obviously, you know, everyone wants their cash at once, then we got to sell properties. We don't want to be doing that. And that's why it's clever to have the block rewards rather than fixed, because if people do want to remove their funds, there's an immediate incentive to draw more people to it because the APR's gone up. So it balances that out and allows for like sensible liquidity options.
That's actually a good model. I think Hex has something similar where it kind of rewards the people who stay in it. And of course, you get like a little penalty if you unstake or, you know, leave. And then but the people who are staying, you know, true to the product do get some of those rewards. So that's actually, I think that's actually a pretty good a model you guys have. Continue. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, the DAO itself as well. One thing that we were conscious of is that if you have so a normal sort of staking pool like the ones on our platform for Mana, Sand, everything. So you earn an APR rather than an APY, which means that basically the rewards become instantly claimable. With our DAO, the rewards compound naturally and organically. So whereas normal, you can see how much can I claim, and you click and it comes out and the rest stays in. With ours, you stake your vEmp and then you're given in return xVEmp. So xVEmp is an LP token. It's just for liquidity providers, but for the DAO. So xVEmp actually rises in value against vEmp itself. So what that means is that we send rewards to the staking pool, but they don't pay out instantly. They accrue, and which means every time we send rewards, they're compounding rather than having them become claimable. You need to claim them, stake them, waste gas. It automatically compounds because we're constantly adding to the pool. So at any time you can withdraw, and you withdraw, you will get your rewards on top of what you staked. But because it's not an instant claim model, you don't have to worry about compounding it yourself. You can just forget about it. So, I mean, we upgraded our DAO back in January. We've still got like 2 million vEmp in the old DAO.
Wow.
So I don't know if those people have like died or whether they've just forgotten about it. But it's just, yeah, it's sitting there. I mean, we just haven't heard from them, and occasionally we'll find them. And then we have to like teach them how to like claim it direct from the contract, because we can't have like all of these things up forever. It's been like 6 months.
Yeah.
But yeah, people do, just because of the way it works, they're able to just forget about it because it auto compounds.
Yeah, 100%. That's the power of. I mean, DAOs were such a huge thing back in the beginning of this year and the end of last year. Huge. Time Wonderland. We saw Olympus DAO, Jade Protocol. I was huge in those DAOs. Now, the issue with those DAOs is that it's very, very unsustainable. And you saw a lot of them get exposed during bear market, right now, during these times. And you guys keep chugging along. So talk to us about what you guys have done to kind of stay afloat during these hard times. What is your strategy for that? Because what we're seeing right now is a lot of cryptocurrency projects that come into the space. They promised the world, and now they're gone because they can't survive right now. So what have you done as a company and as a project to kind of get through those sorts of things?
Yeah, so I mean, it's a well-known adage of follow the builders, and that's what we've been doing. It's always cheesy sounding, but bear markets are for building. But it's true. We have. I'm trying to see actually if my team have announced it. There we are. They have announced it. So
send it.
Yeah, we are in the Sandbox season 3, which just got announced today. So the alpha season of the Sandbox, like top 25 billion and a half dollar token. We are now just announced and just had the tweet go out. So we've been building our Sandlands. We've got 90 different parcels. And yeah, the Sandbox, every like few months, they open their MetaVerse up for testing, and they invite good, decent protocols that have good, decent builds into, like, we're alongside like Bored Ape, Cool Cat. So it's absolutely huge to get this out. So yeah,
huge news
live on our Twitter now. But yeah, that was been working on that for so long, and it was supposed to get announced at 2:00, so I was going to come on straight away and announce it. But I was pleased to see that. I saw some alarm emojis come up on my screen, and I thought, there we go, straight there. So yeah, that will be this alpha season has started now, but it's not every single protocol goes at once, so they do it in like quest version. So our actual build itself is the 13th of September. I tell you what, I haven't even seen this video.
We're gonna play it right now. We're gonna play it right live. Okay, so this is the huge announcement, guys. Huge deal right here. So this is the breaking news. We can finally announce that we are included in the Sandbox Season 3 Alpha alongside deadmau5, which Huge fan, by the way. Bored Ape Yacht Club, Atari, and Ledger. Shout out to Ledger. Cold wallets, baby, in the house. Not your keys, not your crypto. So let's go and watch this clip and check it out.
Experience will be able to be played on the 13th.
Nice.
Nice.
Congratulations for that partnership. That's a huge deal in this space, right? Now, talk to us about what goes into when you get these lands and these metaverses. How do you guys come up with a way to customize them, or how do you guys like kind of plan those sorts of things?
So we like to. I mean, there's different ways to do it. I'm a firm believer that you know, if you're building a house, you don't just get a singular sort of a contractor in to do the whole thing. You get the plumber, the electrician, you get people with specialties to the areas if you want the best product. So our Decentraland builders are not the same people that we get for the sandbox, because they are unique skill sets. With the sandbox, as you've seen, it's very Minecraft-esque, very blocky, but that's the style they're going for. It's not that they don't have the graphics for it or anything like that. Decentraland is more,
it's a style.
Yeah, exactly. Decentraland is better in the way that it's still sort of cartoony, but our builds specifically, we use real world architects. So in architecture, when you've got a architect that's pitching for a build, what they'll do is they will build a 3D model and they will send it to the person they're pitching, so they can go in and they can like scroll around it. So essentially what we use is the architects like getting them up to the pitch level where they build it, 3D model it, where they would be sort of at the stage before they build an in real life building, and then we stop there and then we plonk that in Decentraland. And the quality of our build that you'll if you go onto our YouTube channel, dash vEmpire DDAO, and then under videos it should be Decentraland Amphitheater, which will give you a really good video showing you the difference.
And remember, if you want to check out vEmpire DAO, links to this product, everything about it is in the description of this video. Join the Telegram, follow them on Twitter, all that good stuff to stay in the loop. And which video was it?
It should be Decentraland Amphitheater. So if you scroll down, it'll be there. There we are, Decentraland Amphitheater on the left-hand side.
Left-hand side. Oh, here it is.
You'll see if you compare to the trees outside of, you can see the quality of what we're able to actually produce compared to the standardized formats of everything in there. Especially when you go in, you'll see like the details on the stenciling and on sort of the gold and everything else. So this is an architect's design. We just plonked it into the metaverse rather than having them build it in real life. So we produce very good stuff by very good people, because there's no point just getting a jack of all trades, master of none, and get professionals in.
Man, the metaverse, one of the big, first of all, real quick, we got to welcome Jakey G to the chat. What's up, baby? Welcome.
Let's go, man. I saw Dom on here. I was watching it since I left the gym, and Dom sent me a link. He saw me in the comments, so I had to come join.
Had to send it, baby. How was what'd you work out today, bro?
I go to HIIT classes in the morning, so 7 a.m. every day. Cool. I like it. It's like hitting strength, but they just tell me what to do. I like that. Just show up. Beautiful people in there, Rodney. Beautiful people. Great music.
Always, baby.
And
always
good workout, and it just puts you in the best mood. Now I got my matcha. Now I'm talking to the two gentlemen. Happy to be here.
How many minutes?
Oh, baby.
How many what?
How many minutes was the hit?
50. I think 50 or 45.
That's a long one. I'd be out in 5. Tell you what,
we did.
I used to, if I showed you pictures, I used to be big. I used to have big old muscles. I used to be over 90 kg. I don't know what that is in pounds. And I literally, I started stockbroking, and I've never been to the gym since. Like since the age of like 19 and getting into finance, I haven't seen the gym. Really, I should get out more. I bought a bench 6 months before COVID lockdown, all the weights and everything, thinking I'm going to get in shape. I didn't touch it for 6 months. COVID lockdown hit, and I thought, sweet, I can actually use that now. So then I started, but then I started vEmpire, and once again, now here I am trying to watch what I eat, but
I know it's tough, man. I mean, I go to the gym, I just lift weights. I'm kind of a pleb right now. No cardio for me, baby. Just eating good, lifting weights, and streaming all day. But what I do want to talk about, first of all, got to get in great shape for Spain. What's up, Jake? You know what I'm talking about. Let's go, baby. Yes, but the metaverse and how important it is, and how, you know, the metaverse on the blockchain is different, right? Because, you know, historically, technically, we've had so many metaverses, right? World of Warcraft, different MMORPGs where people have their own little avatars. But here's the different thing. It's all centralized. The difference is it's all centralized. So if you buy an in-game asset in a metaverse like World of Warcraft or Fortnite, if that company goes under, well, now it's gone forever. But the difference is that although, you know, there are different metaverses with Sandbox and Decentraland and Ape, those NFTs, right, because they're on the blockchain, exist forever. So you always have access to your in-game assets forever. Will they be worth anything after said metaverse goes under? If they do, who knows? But the cool thing is that you always have your in-game assets, and that's what I really like about what kind of cryptocurrency offers to what we think of the metaverse now.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the limitation with gaming. I mean, sometimes it's disappointing, like how we were talking about earlier about how you know, Axi's in-game economy just cratered, and it's unsustainable because it only works with a constant stream of new people coming into the game. But as soon as we had a big crash and we're out of the bull run, you know, the price crashes, people don't have the incentive to play anymore because it was the money putting them on. It wasn't actually fun.
100%.
They're trying to fix that with Origins, etc. You know, they've got plenty of money, so I'm sure that they'll sort something out. But when somebody comes out with, and some of the, you know, we're doing seed rounds, private rounds all the time into great projects, and you know, the stuff that we're seeing is super, super impressive, but it's all very just concept stage, or it's like you know, it's not open world like Decentraland currently is. But yeah, some of the stuff is incredible. But the first person to make a FIFA or a Call of Duty play to earn that is a decent competitor will clean up. Like, that is who I dream of when I'm looking at like a new gaming or metaverse project. Because if somebody can actually nail that, then, you know, they got everything. You know, they'll be easy billion, and that's what it will be needed to get Activision and to get all of these studios in, is that they need a decent competitor that's hurting them by taking market share, and then they'll all come flooding in.
That's what I've thought. And, you know, I have, because Facebook's been in a lot of trouble lately, right? They've been under a lot of scrutiny because of, they've been losing money now that they're switched to Meta. But my biggest issue with them is that they don't have good titles. There's no good titles. The best title for me was a game that was, they ported on to the Oculus. There's no like big hitters. And I think that's the issue. And one of the main reasons why people aren't flocking to the metaverse right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what the name of it. All I know is I was shooting people. That's as far as I can tell you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it takes a while. When you first put it on, you're like, this isn't very realistic. And then, but once you get into it, you actually do feel it a lot more. But yeah, I mean, they need, it's, you know, capitalism is supposed to increase competition, which increases innovation. That is the idea of a capitalist economy.
Free markets, baby. Yep.
But it seems to be that with the metaverse, especially, and with tech, you know, people don't like sharing. You know, it is very, very much competition with each other, but to the point that there's zero collaboration. And that means that Meta isn't getting the right games in to help its product, because then it gives up like certain benefits or weaknesses from doing that. So Yeah, nobody likes. Nobody gets on really, do they? Much like the tokens we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, 100%. And it's all a little crazy, you know. But with these AMAs, one thing we do like to learn is about the people that are running the project, right? We like to get a little bit of their background and stuff, what they've done in the space. And it's a way for the community to get to know you. So 2 questions. The first question is, tell us about your story in cryptocurrency. Why'd you get into cryptocurrency? What was the catalyst to get you in there? Everybody has their own story, whether it's, back in 2013 or just recently during the last bull run, or maybe just a couple of years ago. Tell us about your story and how you got into cryptocurrency and what inspired you to make a project like this.
So I don't know if it makes me an early or a late bloomer for a founder particularly. I guess early, but I wasn't a 2013 Mt. Gox guy. I wasn't a 2017 bull run guy because I just saw it going up and I thought I was going to be late, and I actually held myself back from FOMOing in at the top. So I was 2018. So after it came down, and I thought, okay, now is my time to buy. Of course, I lost money for the next 2 years, like everyone in 2018.
As you do.
All too high. But my first purchase, I was buying XRP and XLM Stellar on eToro. Those were my earliest crypto days. 2018, I think I bought in XRP at like 45 cents. But then in terms of DeFi, I was very, very lucky that I was already on Telegram because my background is in stocks, and that is also quite a community of sort of traders on there in normal stock market. So I was in a group chat with a guy who used to work at Glencore called Quentin. And Quentin was left Glencore, went to work with his friend, and his friend was Julian Bouteloup, who is one of Curb's core developers and owns Stake DAO, SDT, which token, owns Blackpool, BPT is good. And the newspaper Rec, the one that does reports on all of the exploits and hacks, he also owns that DeFi newspaper. So through Quentin, who I knew from my trading groups, I met Julian, and that's sort of how I got more into DeFi, because he's OG in that space. From there, I started playing around with sort of the MetaVerse. But in terms of how I created and thought of vEmpre as a concept, it was a mixture between sort of the DeFi, like I say, and my background started out as a junior stockbroker, 250 phone calls a day, pure financial sales. And I loved that because I loved the buzz. And that was just, very much my element. So I did very well there. I became a trader, and then I ran sort of a derivatives trading desk. So in the UK, we've got CFDs and spread betting. CFDs are contracts for difference. It's basically speculating on futures, commodities, leveraged trading, basically. And then after that, I went to a company called St. James's Place Wealth Management, which is FTSE 100, as an associate partner there. And then after that, because I hated it, it was too much admin. It was writing like reports, and it was wealth management. So like you're writing like suitability letters, and you spend so much time writing reports that you don't actually deal with any finance. But then I joined a VC venture capital fund, which didn't do anything exciting in terms of trying to find like Google, Amazon, Apple unicorns. They were specifically a investor in asset-backed private equity ventures. So we did boring stuff like investing in care homes, children's nurseries, pubs, hotels, restaurants, anything that had a property that if our business we invested in did badly, well, we have first charge of the property. And so we get our money back, or at least a high proportion of our money back, by selling that property on. So that's where I was getting all into sort of the DeFi element. And I noticed that, almost all tokens are just, shells in the fact that they are just code. There is nothing backing them. And although MetaVerse, MetaVerse land, some people say, well, it's not asset backed because it's a virtual asset. I mean, true, it is a virtual asset, but you do own that NFT. That NFT is valued at X price for a reason. And that's where I saw the opportunity, because my background in trading investments, you know, anybody knows in the stock market, if you're a fund manager and you're picking stocks, you've got analysts that go through all of these stocks and they are looking for the market pricing something incorrectly. So the market thinks it's worth $1 million, but you see on the books they've got like, you know, 1.5 million of assets. Therefore, the market is incorrect, and that's where you make the money. You need to find things that are undervalued that should be higher, and then you would expect the market will eventually catch up. And that's exactly the opportunity with the metaverse, because right now we don't have the maturity in the crypto market, as you can see by all of these like you know, arguments and like, you know, community attacks on each other. You don't get that in the stock market. The stock market has analysts assigned to a basket of stocks. Their job, and their, you know, chartered financial analysts, their CFA, they've got all of these qualifications, and they look at well, companies in this case, but eventually those same people who are employed to do that job in the stock market, they'll be employed to do that job on DAOs or on tokens. So right now you have the opportunity with the metaverse where you've got asset-backed tokens. Right now, the assets will be publishing our our Q4 report is on our website, and at that time we were I think our assets were worth like 27 million, and at that time our market cap was 18. Right now our market cap is
that's where you want to be, because people always like say, oh, high market cap, but what's the liquidity look like? What are the assets back in the project, you know?
Exactly. So I mean, well, liquidity, we got 2.5 million in our LP. We got 75k on Pancake Swap, and that's locked for 2 years. But we're going to be moving our not all of it. We're still on our core liquidity to be on ETH, but we're going to move some of that across to Pancake, because at the moment, like, 2 small buys like make it moon. So on the Pancake side, so we don't. There's tons of bots playing around in that, because obviously they like to ARB. So we want to reduce that. But yeah, essentially we got 2.5 million in LP. We own $7 million worth of assets. You know, those are real on the books, like in the report, and our market cap is less than the assets we own. It doesn't make sense, but that's where the opportunity is, because the crypto market does not care about balance sheets. It doesn't care about assets. It just cares about hype at the moment. And that's good for people who are smart enough to see opportunities. Usually people FOMO in after the hype, and they buy in because everybody's already talking about it. But eventually, as crypto matures, the same analysts and the same people who currently do those jobs on stocks will move into crypto, and they will find these protocols like vEmpre that people are missing, because, you know, retail chase what everybody chases, like GameStop, AMC, you know, those do well, but that's only because every retail person is in them. But the hidden gems are going to be the ones where people are not looking at them because they're so busy, you know, trying to flip a 100k market cap for 20x to 2 million, sell it, move on to the other. So whilst you've got that, you know, people seem to have forgotten that $4 or $5 million is a small market cap. Now people think it has to be in the hundreds of thousands, and people are really handicapping themselves by having that view. You know, you just need to take a view that you would do when you're looking at equities, commodities, you know, any normal sort of class of whenever you're risking money. You know, you wouldn't buy a token with no website. You wouldn't buy a company. And if somebody had said to you, do you want to invest in my company? What does it do? I haven't decided yet. Okay, what's your website? I don't have a website. I don't have a company. I don't have anything. But the Apple founder, he sent me $100 once 2 years ago. You wouldn't give him millions of dollars, would you?
So what he's talking about is like every one of their moms saying, the creator of Ashiminu, you know, this came from the deployer wallet. So, which is like literally a dime a dozen in this space. Like we sent Vitalik the keys to this project. It's good, you know. So
this is the thing. But that is it. It's like Etherscan tricks.
Oh yeah.
You know, a lot of people aren't even aware that you can spoof transactions. But yeah, I mean, the fact that people will willingly throw big money into just the potential that somebody, you know, just the potential that somebody who was successful before, but it was a community-run project, as in, like, you don't need to chase like these devs, as in people shouldn't care who they are. They do, obviously, because they think that if you did it once, you know, lightning can strike twice, even though it's, you know, proven that it doesn't happen. But yeah, it's tough because, you know, you feel, and you know, I get given grief by the community, and you know, why drop? You know, we pumped. I mean, speaking of, you know, like deployers, and like a lot of people aren't aware, we were the last woofable pair listed on ShibaSwap by Shiba Inu. We were a woofable pair, and we were listed the day after they hit their all-time high. So this was back when Shiba were, you know, at 40 billion, and
Jeez, what a time that was, right?
Yeah, I know. If you go onto SHIB token, the Twitter, and you type in, if you search by words, type in vEmpre, I think it was 30th of October last year. But yeah, I think I'm the only docs founder that's listed on ShibaSwap, to my knowledge. I know that they have like Civ, and they might have docs people, I don't know. But yeah, so we obviously had that gave us a big old boost. And then after that, Facebook rebranded, and, you know, we had so much hype because obviously, you know, $40 billion token listed as a woofable pair, which is effectively like an LP incentive. And then we had Facebook rebranding, and we're the gateway to the metaverse. And so all of that caused so much hype, which people bought into, which was great because at that point, our assets were worth our market cap. So people were still buying in at fair value. But after, you know, the inevitable, what goes up must come down, and we hit the bear market, and eventually we pulled back. That is disappointing, yes, for people who bought back then, but for everybody else who's watching this right now, and for everybody else who, you know, didn't hear about us then, you know, they bought at fair value. You're buying at incredible value. Like, you know, you can actually quantify it. You know, we've got a list of the assets we own on our website. We'll be updating that in a couple of days' time. You can see what we own, and you can literally get locked value. I was saying, you know, Spaces yesterday, we were the seed investor into a company called Soulbound, and if you type in Soulbound Animoca brands, you'll see that our follow-on investor, after our 100K initial first investor they ever got, Animoca then led their latest round, and they're going to be having their IDO at 15 times the valuation that we bought in. So that's 1.5 million from one deal if they only stay at the price they IDO at, which is 25% of our market cap. One deal. So right now, people buy and get exposure to that because it hasn't IDO'd. So this is where the opportunity is, because right now people are not recognizing and not doing the normal type of due diligence you would do when buying. People just buy.
There's no hype. Yeah,
exactly. So that leaves the opportunity for, you know, for the smart money to pick it up.
100%.
But yeah, so I'd recommend anyone to look at the Q4 report, but that should be replaced in the next couple of days or early next week with our half yearly. And yeah, I think the Q4 report showed that our overall growth in assets was 65%. And even though obviously the market cap of us has come down, and our assets have obviously come down with that as well, but we are still at around 65%. So we haven't actually lost anything.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the things we talked about earlier today is that, you got to follow the smart money, right? A lot of people want to buy on those green candles. A lot of people freak out. The sky is falling like it always is, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you go to that website where it talks about the times, it's called the Bitcoin obituary. And pretty much it shows that every time some sort of major news article said that Bitcoin is dead, cryptocurrency is dead. And it's absolutely insane. But you look at this post the other day that shout out to DJ, one of the community members, posted this, retweeted this from CZ, showing all the big companies getting in on cryptocurrency projects right now during a bear market, right? They're getting in. See, these are a bunch of layer one. So we have Alphabet, BlackRock, Morgan Stanley, Samsung, Goldman Sachs, PayPal, Microsoft, all these people slowly and quietly buying into cryptocurrency projects right now at an insane discounted price, right? Mass adoption is happening. So I think that's one of the things that you're talking about. Like you're still a project, that is still around, even in a pretty much a disastrous bear market where we saw some heavy hitters just go under. Shout out to Terra Luna, Voyager, Celsius. So to be thriving in a market right now and to be making partnerships with Sandbox, right, doing things like that right now is crucial, because when things start getting better and things start to run and you're buying into these projects at the bottom, well, then you really get to, in my opinion, kind of really feel good about a bull market, because you're not buying at a green candle. You bought in when no one else was, right? What smart money's doing.
Yeah, we in fact, yeah, it's been it's a double-edged sword, really. I mean, because my background is in trading. I mean, I don't really have time to be sitting around sort of reading, Bitcoin, ETH charts all the time now. But I tend to know when the sentiment is turning, and because of that, we're able to trade pretty well, as in we don't tend to get caught offside. Heavy exposure to tokens. We usually have gone into sort of stables to protect ourselves. So what we've found and what we've been doing, in fact, is that because so many crypto VCs like FreeAC had exposure to Luna, they had all of their stables in Anchor, and so they have no money left. There's no liquidity left to invest in these projects. So we're getting companies that were invested in by Binance Labs, KuCoin Labs, Crypto.com, having where the allocations would have been gone like that straight away, but we're able to swoop in because they're coming to who still is writing tickets, and we're still writing tickets. So there's a company called like Tatsumiko. So Tatsumiko, they're invested in by Binance Labs. I'm not sure if they're going to be on Binance Launchpad or not, but again, we got in at a lower valuation because valuations have come down. So not only are we getting into deals where before they would have been snapped up by, Whole Ticket, Binance Labs, Whole Ticket, Animoca, we're actually getting in at an even lower value because, when the market crashes and when there isn't as much liquidity, people have to lower valuations to attract the money. So having liquidity right now is a great thing. So that's sort of the benefit of those, as in we're not going anywhere. We survived this long. We've still got assets way in excess of our market cap. Worst comes to worst, if we're in a crypto bull market forever, we just we bought Bored Apes. We own one of the top 250 rarest Bored Apes, a 4-trait zombie eyes. I think it's ranked like 240 or something. That alone in the bull market worth minimum 250 ETH, maybe 500 if we were back in the bull run, and that would be sellable when ETH was back above 3,000. So again, that is still in the portfolio. So if you're buying now and we sell that and we buy back vEmpre and send it to the DAO, you will receive that. And that's another clever point of the way that our protocol works. Because we send 10 to 20% of the profits from every single staking pool to the DAO, obviously those profits, where we have land in Decentraland, we earn that in Mana. Where we have Sandbox, we earn that in Sand. And ETH, we earn it in ETH, which means that all of these 10 to 20% are used to buy back vEmpre at market and send it to the DAO. So it's like an auto buyback scheme, but we don't need to be charging any tax for it. So yeah, it's all it's super bullish. It's just a case of understanding it. We're not a simple protocol to understand, and I think that's, I've always said in any sort of AMA or speaking to any investors back in the day, I don't have to worry about token price. I just need to worry about educating the market to the proposition, because once they understand it, they'll be as bullish as I am, as bullish as everyone who understands it is. But it isn't the most simple thing.
100%. And one question I did see, because since this is a protocol and security is a big kind of talking point in the space, what kind of security do you guys have to make sure that your protocol doesn't get exploited or anything like that? Or have you run into any security problems yet?
No, so we've never been hacked or exploited. All of our contracts are audited. Everything is the staking pools are going to be moved across to multi-sig. We actually managed to help something. We had one of our community members who had $500,000 worth of STAL staked on our platform, and their wallet got hacked. And there's an argument in DeFi, basically, that whether you leave contracts upgradable. If you leave them upgradable, it means that if there's bad actors, you can, manipulate them. You can change the code, basically, which can be, if you're a bad actor, not a good thing. But at the same time, if you renounce ownership and there's something wrong, you cannot do anything about it whatsoever. So we were able to, this person's wallet got hacked, and the hacker came to us and tried to basically withdraw the funds. They were asking us, how can I withdraw? But luckily, we were aware the person was hacked. So what we were able to do was we were able to go into the contract, upgrade it to give it a blacklist function, blacklist the hacker, and then send the person's $500,000 to a separate wallet that they provided us. So we saved them $500,000 just by having that function. Wow. So some people would say, no upgradable contracts. But when you have staking pools and you have a lot of moving parts in a complex protocol, there's different ways to, if you're dealing with a staking platform run by somebody completely undoxed, then I'd say, it's a bit hard to trust an upgradable contract. But you'd hope that sort of showing my face, KYCs, audits, fairly well known everywhere, that it can be in your benefit. But some of our contracts are renounced, some of them aren't. The token is always the most important thing, and that's completely renounced. But it goes to show it's definitely sort of worth thinking about these things, especially when you're dealing with people putting money on the platform. But we've never had any problems that have negatively impacted anyone, and everything's audited and everything's going to be multi-sigged for owners of any contracts that have it.
Yeah, and I think that like you're talking about, I think renounced contracts were just a fad of the times of the e-news and whatnot, because back then it was kind of hard to trust a team that wasn't doxxed and make sure they didn't make any malicious changes to the contract, right? Like increase the sales tax to a 99 or something crazy, which we see. So I think it's the norm to expect contracts to be able to be modified in the future, because you got to trust the teams and you got to be able to tailor it to, I don't know, maybe exchange requirements or whatever's going on with crypto at the time. So to me, I think it's fine to have a contract that isn't renounced anymore.
Yeah, and on that note too, it's like that was a fad back in the day. It's changed. And you had that trust, when look at Dom. He's here. He's fully doxxed. He has his face, his last name. He has a great wave. But I've known Dom for 8-9 months, and he was connected to me by a good friend, Mike the Investor, who's one of the most trustworthy guys in the YouTube
space. I know Mike.
Mike? Yeah. Yeah, he's the man. Yeah. Mike's a good guy.
Funny voice. Funny voice.
Yeah, Mike, he talks like this. He's a cool guy. I went to the UFC fight with him in Scottsdale, but he connected me and Dom, and it's been cool to meet Dom. Dom is definitely one of the most well-connected people in the DeFi space, I would say. Like getting Vemp on Shiba Swap, like one of the first wolfable pairs. I think you guys were the first proposal for Colt too, right? You guys are one of the first proposals for Colt.
Yeah, I think I
first one with Colt.
Yeah, exactly.
Talk about that. I had to talk about it. I had to talk about it.
I was definitely the first. I was definitely the first. I don't know. I was definitely at least in the sort of first 1, 2, or 3 vEmpires, and that's mainly because I did a lot of. And again, I mentioned this yesterday, but I am one to, as Jake will know, because I'm sending him all of these. Sometimes good, sometimes shit coin recommendations, and some of them,
a lot of good ones,
which I sent, do very, very well. And I actually took the risk of, because I was a pre-appointed guardian, so because of that, I knew about it before the pre-sale, and I knew when the pre-sale was. So I did the cheeky thing of shilling it in my own community, which everybody always hates me for. At the time, obviously, people who listen, they certainly don't, but. Whenever we're coming across it, the same thing happened with a token called MCRT, Magic Craft, which is on VSC chain. And we were in the seed round, or maybe the private round of that. Anyway, that went 50x from launch. Colt went 250x.
Crazy.
I like to share these in our Telegram because why not? But I get in trouble because people seem to think that, and founders, I don't know if other founders have it, but I get in trouble for talking about any token that's not my own, because if your breath is spent on any other token for 1 minute, that's breath that you could be saying vEmpire.
Welcome to DeFi, huh?
Yeah, but in my view, like, you know, there is significant members of the Colt community and guardians from the Colt community, because obviously the pre-sale, you got 13.3 billion Colt at the pre-sale, which is enough to be a top 50 staker now. And it's worth almost 150k, and that was just 1 ETH at the pre-sale. So some of my community, one is called Carlton, and a lot of people know Jeff Cryptoshi. I think he's Mr. Coltman now. They are from Vemp, and they knew about it because I shared it in there. But I get grief for it all the time, and I get called. I've had some weird stuff happen this week, so. Because Vemp has pumped, right? Because we've been hyping something coming, which was Sandbox Alpha. I get people accuse me of being Mr. O all the time, purely for the fact that I was talking about Colt early. But I was a pre-appointed guardian, and that was why we were given the title. So I get the craziest stuff. So as soon as Vemp started, I get grief for talking about Colt from Vemp community when Colt was pumping and Vemp wasn't. Then when it changed round and Vemp is pumping, I get grief from Colt community saying that I'm Mr. O, and because the liquidity is locked on Colt and Revolt, I am moving liquidity across to Vemp so that I can rug Vemp. And it's like, Jesus Christ, what? So I'm just showing my face here, and then, I mean, if I was Mr. O, would I not just have not locked it for so long? Yeah. I mean, it's crazy, and that's what I really, really dislike about crypto is the fact that doing the right thing, doing everything right, trying to do everything right, showing your face, never selling into like decks, never dumping on your investors. And the amount of abuse you get, especially in a bear market, or even if you drop 10% from an all-time high, the amount of abuse you get is absolutely insane. And I have complete respect for people like Andre Cronje who decided to piss off, because he's literally a pioneer. He built Yearn, he built FTM chain was all him. And just
what's the point of investing?
Every single drop you get destroyed as if you have sole control. But people don't like somebody, don't like an undoxed founder, but if you're doxed, they give you tons of shit because they have someone to blame. I'd say this a lot, that if I could go back, I'm wondering whether I would launch with my face showing, because if people have somebody at the top, if people have a CEO and a face that they can view, they have somebody who they can abdicate responsibility to. Community-based tokens, which is why I was keen to get put in touch with Jake when I was dealing with Mike, because he deals with sort of the community-based tokens, is that I was coming across the problem that since I've showed my face and I was the first like Docs founder to list as Ripple Pound Shiba Swap.
And this was back in like November. So this is like when doxing was rare.
Yeah, so this was end of October, but you know, Shiba, Ryoshi's Vision, Bone, all of those, you know, they're undoxed, but because they're undoxed and nobody knows who created them, the community does the work. They shill their own bags, but as soon as you show your face, it is solely your responsibility. You need to pay for tons and tons of marketing, spend hundreds of thousands, because people immediately have somebody that they can look to do it for them. So I wanted to obviously get in touch with people with experience in community tokens, because just the reliance on sort of the founder to do the work to get you up there, and then on the way down you curse them forever for just for the fact you've dropped, it drives people away. So that's something key that I've been trying to get back in the community is, you know, we are a DAO, you know, we're a decentralized autonomous organization, you know, the profits go to the DAO. So, you know, the community, we need to band together and sort of work and get that fire back, because, yeah, you know, we can't rely on everybody to do everything or anybody. So, yeah, that's sort of some of the problems that I found is it's hard to do anything right.
Yeah, you're the blame guy. You're at the top, you know, you're literally the blame guy. But what we chalk up, you know, those rumors and that thing too, is like just a bunch of crazy people on the internet. Like it's wild. It's a town hall, right? And all Twitter, it takes is it's Twitter. It takes one crazy guy, and it's crazy because everyone has a platform, right? So it's like it could be one unhappy dude that just tweets something and it catches light.
Not Andrew Tate or Alex Jones, right? That's crazy.
Yeah,
but it's true. Like people like say like the most crazy blatant lies, like about, I mean, me, all of us here, right? I've had some crazy things said about. It's like none of that's true, but people are like, you know what? We're gonna run with that. You know what I mean? It's the internet.
Yeah, it's just frustrating sometimes because, yeah, you just you think, where did that come from? But some people are so sure. It's like I don't, because of people try and read like Etherscan. Not everyone can code, obviously. They can't read contracts. So a lot of people go on hearsay, but like I can get into like an Etherscan hole myself where I follow so many transactions that I'm like, where am I? Like, I don't even know what I was looking for and I found something. But people actually think like, oh, you've gone a year completely fine, but suddenly it's because, for example, we're listed on KuCoin, Huobi, Gate, MEXC. I show my face. We were Wiffable pair on Shiba, $40 billion token. And our liquidity unlocks in 6 days' time. And we would relock it right now, but you can only relock all of it. Like I said, we've got 75K on BSC side, 2.5 million on ERC. But even now, like on KuCoin, on Huobi, show my face, people think that I'm just going to take it and go off into the sunset. You know, we want to move the liquidity to give people on BSC buys that are deeper and more depth. But I can guarantee you there will be some sort of conspiracy just made up out of the blue because people just run with it. It's mental. But yeah, I mean, yeah, hopefully being part of, you know, the Sandbox Alpha Season 3, you know, $1.5 billion token might make people feel a little bit safer. But, you know, we're working on so many things in the background. Sandbox is just one of multiple billion-dollar metaverses that we're collaborating with. Star Atlas, we've got the pool built, we're ready to go. We were ready to push that out, but we wanted to wait for a better time because we're going to be bridging to Solana. And when we do so, we're going to be jointly pushing that with Star Atlas team, which obviously huge metaverse. Michael Wagner's fingers crossed going to come on the Board CEO show. Subscribe to our YouTube, vEmpire DAO. You've been on the Board CEO show, Jake. We'll have to get you on there, Rodney.
Yeah, we might have to do it in person when I come to London. It was a fun time.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah.
Have you got a date yet?
No, I mean, I'm leaving to Greece tomorrow, and then I have like the next 10 or 14 days mapped out, and then I have like a 20-day break, and then me and Rodney are going to tear it up in Ibiza, Portugal.
Sheesh.
You gotta bring Dom to Ibiza.
Dom, let's go, baby. Come on, Dom.
I'm off to Latvia and Lithuania. Not quite as good. I'm going tomorrow, Latvia. Tell you what, where are you going in Greece? You going Mykonos, Santorini, or are you going
Santorini, Athens, and then I'm taking my mom to Israel for the first time, and I'm going back to Mykonos by myself. I gotta go see Mykonos apparently.
Yeah. But Mykonos is good. I went there ages ago. There's a little place called Little Venice, which is really, really good. But yeah, no, I haven't been to Santorini, but I've heard that Mykonos is like, Santorini is a very touristy version of Mykonos, but I haven't been myself. I haven't been to Ibiza, I have to say.
He says it the proper way.
Yeah.
I say so American. I know. I say Ibiza.
Yeah.
Ibiza. We're on Ibiza.
Americans for you.
Ibiza.
For Europeans, you'll get the continental treatment. You'll go there and you'll see that everyone, all the women have hairy armpits over here. Well, actually, no, that's in continental Europe.
Oh, we have that here too, dude. In California, we got hairy armpits.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I lived in Portland for a few years. Trust me.
Oh man.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
So over there, they're killing it out there. But you know what? A little hair, not bad. Just kidding. That's gross.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it. A little bit.
Oh hell, bro. No, you got more hair under your armpits than me.
It's it.
But yeah. But I really want to go. Shout out to you guys. You guys just got a shout out to our boy who just KO'd Kamaru, man. They're gonna have a nice trilogy over there. Are you familiar with the UFC at all, Dom? You watch MMA?
I actually trained in BJJ, and my brother's a purple belt now. He trained under Nova Forza, which are Ricardo da Silva is a coach out there, but they've had some UK fighters come out.
You have Leon Edwards out there, man. Just flatlined Usman.
Bro, what'd you think of that?
Dead.
Were you in shock?
I was literally like, oh my God, just the fight's over. We're done. I was going to turn off the fight halfway through the 5th round, eat something. And then that's why you love MMA. Just put his lights out last minute. Absolutely insane.
Shocked. I stood up. I was like in awe that happened. Like, and then it pans to Kamaru. He's laying there, eyes in the back of his head. Yeah. Like it was, bro, that was, that's why we love MMA. And same with that Luke Rockhold fight. Like that was just, he's like crazy, but he literally just stand there. He goes, fuck you. And just follow. Like, it was so epic, dude. The MMA, UFC is the greatest sport. But yeah, it's going to be in London. The trilogy, Dom. You gotta go check it out.
Fair enough. I think I'll tell you what, I did. I used to be well into sort of MMA. Then I broke my jaw. I had 2 plates put in, and since then I stopped doing stand up, and then I went to the BJJ. But I did train MMA for a while. But yeah, after that, couldn't. My glass jaw now. But I don't know actually. I haven't been punched to try it out. So maybe we can get in the ring when you come over, Jake.
Yeah, we'll do it.
I'll show you.
Welcome, Bleeves. Welcome, Moon King. Welcome, Bleeves. What's up, babies? Okay. So huge partnership today. We already announced it. It's on Twitter. Links to vEmpire. Everything about this project is in the description down below. Join the Telegram, follow the Twitter, all that good stuff. A lot of good things on the horizon. Like you said, it's good to invest in products that are building right now during tough times when people are kind of scared of the cryptocurrency market, right? You get into those projects and the upside is absolutely insane. $3 trillion market cap, all-time high, is nothing in the grand scheme of things, right? But for some people who are kind of on the fence on this product, in closing, maybe a little bit apprehensive about getting into vEmpire, what would you say to those people that may have some kind of unanswered questions? What kind of tools would you give to those people?
First place to go, jump onto our website and click on our Q4 report because if you're apprehensive, we literally lay out every single asset that we own. I think that report is correct up until January. Like I say, in 2-3 days time, we'll have an updated half-yearly report in which will update all of that with everything we've bought so far. So that literally publishes everything. It breaks down the percentages and all of the sort of growth you'll see is equal now. I think, like I said, everything grew by about 65% then. We've got the same sort of growth now. But yeah, jump in. You got that report. You got the white paper. You've got our Telegram, and everything that you need is super transparent. It's all reported, all logged, and yeah, we'll have the up-to-date one out in a few days' time. But yeah, you know, just announced Alpha Season 3 of the Sandbox. You know, $1.5 billion token. We've got 90 parcels in there, 30 in Decentraland. We've got Star Atlas and Solana Bridge coming soon, and that will be pushing with the Star Atlas team. So it's going to be good.
Let's go, baby. So a lot of things happening for vEmpire DAO. And look, I understand that B Roots is wrong 98% of the time, but this is the 2%. Damn it, this is the 2%. He's bullish on vEmpire, baby. This is the 1 in a million pick for B Roots. But shout out to you. I saw your Saitama challenge. I actually want to see that. That'd be absolutely phenomenal. The little debate, but looks like it's not going to happen.
What is this debate? The Saitama challenge?
Well, remember you said you wanted him to debate Saitama Guru or something like that. But
B Roots wanted to debate it. I put the tweet out, and Saitama Guru said 0 chance. So
absolutely not. But in the future, so we are going to have a joint stream in the future to talk more about vEmpire, kind of some of the things they're bringing in the space, with all the. I think it's going to be me, Jake, maybe B Roots, maybe Ian, probably Dom. So we'll have a big stream later on down the road, right?
Absolutely.
I'm joining the Crypto Kings ranks slowly.
You're coming in. You're coming in, Dom.
Again, all right. So thank you a lot. Thank you so much, Dom, for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Jake, for showing up. And thank you so much to everyone tuning in. Make sure to clickety-clack that like button on your way out. Check out this product. Everything about this product is in the description of this video. Again, Dom, it was a pleasure having you. And Jake, thank you so much for stopping by, bro.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for having me, guys. See you soon. See you later.
Appreciate it.